Morning. Some guys call it Thirsty Thursday. Got a bit of water here. So today's thought for the day, quantity versus quality. My Amazon order came in. We're gonna try out these abrasives. I hate those things anyway. So, got a new wheel, and it's got a hex bit. You know what that means, eh? I'm gonna try it on my die grind, on my cordless driver. See how it works. 60 grit, 36 grit, 80 grit. So, like I say, quantity over quality. We'll see how these work. 36 I'm going to start with. I'm going to need some of the above anyway. But this I'm going to set up in my thing over there, my cordless impact, and see how that works. Variable speed, electric, cordless, might be handy for me. And I think it's a little bit bigger, but I'm going to give it a shot just to see what it's like. So I'm going to build my last dash panel, left side of the steering column. And I think I'll bring you in as I build it, and then the little bits and pieces that I'm going to probably trim in the bottom of the heater control. I haven't figured out how yet, but I'm going to. I might figure out a way to bolt the two together to stabilize them. So yeah, I'm on this next. And I'll bring you back as I'm building it. Okay, we'll explain my jig. First off, I'll start with these two pieces. The one with the diagonal cut is the one I made freehand in the brake. And this is the one I made a jig for after. And other than them not being square, the corners are near perfect. So I'm pretty happy with how that worked out with the jig. So this is how it's done. I clamp it to my little metalworking bench here, and I'll take the hammer. You know how hard this is to do it in frame? This is weird. I'm watching the camera as I'm doing this. You don't want to do like too much, like to take the middle and pound it right up. You want to do it gradually all the way across. Otherwise you're going to end up stretching it, and then it'll get all kicked. What'll happen is it'll curve the panel. So, make sure you kind of get that corner nice as well. I'm not using a lot of force, it's basically just bouncing the hammer. I'm going a little bit beyond. And then I'll come back and straighten it. I'll take it off the clamp now and straighten it. But oh, tight. Not as tight. So what we have here, and this is I don't even remember what it is. I think it's 4 1/4, which if a guy wants to make repeated panels, you know, make one for this, make one for 5-inch, make one for 3. Come on. There we go. Now, that one's got the bigger radius. So this is a separate one that I made again. And, you know, with very little work, maybe it is the other way. Like I can work that corner on this one panel. Like, oh, see, something's gone awry here with this one corner. I'm gonna have to check my brake. But let's see, can we get this matched up? I can't really match it up because the foot right here. And so I goofed up the corner of this radius a little bit. I'll have to look at why. I made a little change on my brake, but it's so very close. A little bit of dolly work on this one corner right here, and that'll fix it. I think I know what I did, so I probably have to cut my brake up and do a re-weld. Anyway, I'm going to now set this in place and see if it fits. And it is, as I figured, a little long, which is exactly what I planned for. And I'll scribe it on the left side here by over here, by that wind lacing. And I think I got a plan for around that. Once I get the column cover in, then I can kind of make a little filler piece out of vinyl or rubber. So that'll be kind of the cleanup for it. Yeah, so that's where I'm at with that. Time to pull that panel again. So I can template a stereo hole into this one, and then we're good to go. It's got to go far, far left. This isn't deep enough, so I got to make sure I'm right out of the way of that. Okay. This time I'm going to plan ahead and look underneath to see where I got room, instead of over there where I totally messed up. And I got to build a box for that anyway, so. Video number 3. You know, I got my panel made for the stereo. It's here. It's done. The stereo fits. I moved it as far over to the left as I could in order to clear that steering column mount. So I'll just stick her up here real quick. So that's that one. There'll be a support strap for the back of the stereos for stability, because this thing is just going to go la 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 la. So that center panel where the stereo was before, I made a cubby for my phone or a charger or a pack of smokes or whatever it happens to be necessary for. Chocolate bar, dog treats. So silly Frank stepped out of his comfort zone today. And although it's ugly, it's TIG. So I finally actually did something constructive with the TIG welder that I own. That's part of my ESOB. First time TIG welding. That wasn't playing. Well, okay, I'm going to admit I'm playing today and every day. But this was actually something constructive. I'm very happy with how that turned out. Hang on, let's see if my phone fits. Yep, phone fits in there. Phone, 2 phones. Whatever. It's there. It's going to do the trick. I've got, oh, yes. Back to my Amazon delivery day today. All we went after was the silly wheels, the abrasive wheels. Those out of the way. Garbage. Stop. If you have any questions with your products, insulation, sound deadening, you call it what you will. I got lots. I can't remember how much was in it. That's $100 worth anyway. So it's going to be awkward to be in a roll, but what I'm going to do is use some of this. No, not this stuff. It's foil on one side. Bonus, better yet. I have a couple pieces of this Noiko kicking around, so I'll probably put that in. And yeah, just stick it in for padding. And it'll be like anti-slip, something like that. I got some cleaner stuff around, or I'll get some anti-slip and I'll glue it in. That might even be the better thing to do. It's not like this thing has rapid acceleration anyway, so yeah. It's almost lunchtime. I'm gonna clean this up and mount it back in the dash and hang the stereo. And no, I'm not gonna hang the stereo. I'm ready to cut up my dash. So I think what I'm gonna do is metal work the mount. Okay, that plugs into that here. Stay. The instrument cluster. I'm going to make a panel that matches this, that will actually become my mount. I'll figure something out, but that's next on the agenda. I will get that done. And then I gotta figure out any suggestions on how to clean the dust off the face of this thing without wrecking the numbers. I'm thinking a really fine paintbrush and just kind of gently brushing in there and blowing the dust away. The cover is got some goo on it. I don't know what it is. So I'm just gonna do my best to polish it up and leave it as is. I'm gonna attempt it anyway. Maybe one day I'll find a cluster from an S10. There's a couple other S10 parts I wouldn't mind, like that temperature control. Makes it just that much nicer. But that's a survivor from a burnt truck and it still worked, so. Anyway, on that note, as always, I'd like to thank you both for watching. And I don't know if I'll get it to the column tomorrow. I mean, instrument panel, cluster. I'm thinking I should. And then that's done. I'm already contemplating what to do with this across here. I got a plan. So we'll work on that as well, probably in the near future. I'm hoping next week. We'll see what happens. Anyway, as always, thank you both for watching and take the rest of the day off.